$100 million plan that includes support for 13 coal plants, would help restart a plant in Maryland and build 2 new ones in West Virginia and Alaska using the Defense Production Act.
And these are all built with new technology. It's very clean. It's amazing how that's come along. It's all very clean.
Environmental groups disagree.
The Sierra Club in a statement says that the administration that claims to want to make America healthy again should be doing everything in its power to shut down coal plants and limit emissions. Instead, Donald Trump and Lee Zeldin are trying to give away taxpayer-funded payouts to their buddies in the coal industry.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence at the White House. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin defends rolling back regulations, saying Americans need reliable power sources and that thousands of jobs can be saved. The president also facing more questions on Iran after posting earlier that a war powers vote in the House to end military action was unpatriotic. A vote-a-rama underway in the U.S. Senate as Republicans try to get funding for ICE and Border Patrol over the finish line using a process that only requires a simple majority. Democrats using proposed amendments to make a point on other issues, including a compensation fund to handle claims of political prosecutions recently scrapped by the Justice Department after a judge ruled against it.
Trump's slush fund is anything but beautiful. It's heinous, and it won't die until we permanently ban it by law.
That amendment from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer was rejected. Other proposals include no federal or private money for the White House ballroom.
Republican leadership are hoping all these amendments fail today so they can advance their almost $70 billion bill to fund ICE and CBP for the next 3 years, since Democrats have refused to fund both agencies through the appropriations process.
Fox's Bill Malugin on Capitol Hill. New highs on Wall Street. The Dow up 875 at the bell to a record close. America is listening to Fox News.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Thinking about starting your GLP-1 journey? Go to orderlymeds.com/radio. Get access to proven GLP-1 medications, licensed providers, and a plan built for real life. All online. No guesswork, no wasted time. Just real people, real answers, real momentum, and support that actually lasts. Join thousands already seeing results. Start now at orderlymeds.com/radio. orderlymeds.com/radio. Individual results may vary, not medical advice. Eligibility required. See site for details.
Just getting word that 2 paramedics convicted of homicide and the ketamine overdose death of a patient will get new trials. A Colorado appeals court just reversing their convictions, taking issue with jury instructions. Elijah McClain's death came after he was pinned down by police. Atlanta's public transportation system is under federal scrutiny over safety concerns.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says he's directed the Federal Transit Administration to look into the safety of the Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority after a 66-year-old woman was stabbed on a train and a 40-year-old man was stabbed at a transit station. Duffy notes in a statement that security incidents on Atlanta Transit happen at a rate more than twice the national average. The FTA will focus on crime and fare evasion as well as how funds are spent in Atlanta.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Duffy says a focus on transit safety in other cities has led to changes. Rising fuel prices are cutting into some airline routes.
American Airlines confirms it's suspending a number of domestic routes this summer as it deals with sky-high jet fuel costs. The airline is quick to point out this is a temporary move, currently only slated for August and September. According to Simply Flying, which cited Cirium flight data, the affected routes include 4 from Los Angeles to Cleveland, Columbus, Pittsburgh, and Washington Dulles, plus routes from Charlotte to Ontario and Sacramento. American Airlines said in a statement to Fox Local it will offer affected travelers alternative arrangements or a refund in line with its policy. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
Higher fuel costs also impacting ticket prices, with domestic airfare up about 19% compared to a year ago. Recapping stocks, the Dow with a record close up 874 points, even higher during the session. The S&P also in the green, up 30 points, but the NASDAQ finishing lower, down 23. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Conor McGregor was somebody I had on my list from MMA.
Ooh.
Conor likes being a villain, crazy little leprechaun that he is.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Psycho that he is. He likes being hated. He relishes that.
Who's the dude that keeps getting kicked out for drug use, though?
Boy, that's a wide open one in the world of MMA, buddy.
Come on. It's the guy. He was at the top.
John Jones.
John Jones.
John Jones is a good villain in the world of sports.
That would have been a good one.
I would literally kill you.
Yeah.
I know Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather, great pick for sports villain. Maybe I want to put him on my list. And
who would you say was your toughest opponent? Out of my career, I just want to say none of them was really tough.
Well, I also I had
Marchand off.
Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen. I couldn't
the
think of his
Meister.
name. Yes.
And Grayson Allen does stick out his rear.
What a
Christian Laettner. I know people hated Christian Laettner.
JT in Champaign says Steve Alford. There's another one.
Ooh, yeah.
There's a good one.
Terrell Owens doing sit-ups in his driveway. You know, it's just like, okay, that shit got old so fast.
It's my team. It's my quarterback.
I don't know who. I've lost it. Somebody texted in about the Pistons. I think it was Patches and
Bad
Fisher.
Boys. Yeah.
The Bad Boys, the Pistons from the 80s and 90s. Yeah, you could take anybody off that
I had
squad.
Rodman on my list.
I don't think I would have had any fun. Really? How come you weren't on that team? Just because, look at me.
Yeah, Rodman, great one. But I loved Rodman.
I know. Once he became
him.
yours, it was like, oh, okay, yeah.
He was so fun.
Rodman diving for the rebound. What an effort that was. Incredible effort by Rodman. Insane effort. Thought this guy, Jim, but how many guys would lay out like this for a rebound?
Yeah.
Loved Rodman.
But when he wasn't yours,
I get it.
Hateable.
I get it.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys,
ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Yesterday, we did a belated draft, and it was for the Bad Boys, the most hateable characters in the history of sports, sir. And that was a list of names that didn't make our list. Still a pretty good list of villainous characters right there.
Yeah, we put a very punchable list together.
I feel pretty good about the list we did, and if you missed it, we'll start right there and recap it. Evan had the first pick. He took Lance Armstrong, Brett Favre, OJ. That's where he really turned things there when you took OJ number 3.
Genuinely, I think I'm too young. I did not know that he was so beloved.
He was beloved until he may or may not have murdered people. But then you took Ron Artest and Barry Bonds. Yes, a couple more unlikable figures. Pierce the Fierce had A-Rod, Jose Altuve, Aaron Hernandez, Draymond Green, and Joey Logano from the world of NASCAR. I had Rodgers, that'd be Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, who admittedly, not too many people hate Brady anymore. It was like once he got the ring with Tampa Bay, it was like, okay, we don't hate him as much anymore.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure.
But most of his career, come on now.
Oh, people are so over
him. Hate him. Yeah. Rodgers, Brady, John Starks, A.J. Pierzynski, and Brad Marchand. I got a couple of people on Twitter that were like, oh, Marchand, good pick from the world of hockey. But there were some of those other names that I kept going back and forth like, man, maybe I should have taken so-and-so instead.
I think our Twitter account is still having some problems.
It is. More than one person reached out about not being able to vote on Twitter, or they voted for you and it wasn't counted.
Yeah.
And, so we apologize for that. So the best thing to do is just text us, 217-359-2255. Text in who you voted for. Joe in Springfield, good to hear from you, buddy. He says, greetings from the Lake of the Ozarks. Time to wear my camo cargo shorts today for my birthday. Hey, happy birthday,
All
Joe.
right.
Rock those shorts. Don't let anyone, including Evan Stone, tell you otherwise.
Oh, my gosh. What? I never said anything was wrong with camo cargo shorts.
I feel like you attacked those of us that wear camo cargo shorts yesterday.
I just said that's what Jordan wears, man.
Which Jordan? Michael Jordan.
Michael.
Yeah, well,
he wears
if you're
his camo cargo shorts.
If you're going to be fashionable, why not dress like
and
the
his
GOAT?
No-show socks.
He's got good ankles. We could only be so lucky to have those sort of ankles. Muscular, smooth. He takes care of his ankles, you know? Why'd you make that face?
I don't like the way you said that. That made me a little uncomfy.
Sorry about that. Full show to get to today. Isaac Ambrose, who's been doing a lot of great stuff with the Champagne Room, longtime friend of the show. Isaac's going to hop on with us, talk all things Illini, coming up in about 15 minutes or so. And we have ourselves a bona fide Hall of Famer that's going to be joining us a little bit later in the 4 o'clock hour to talk some Cardinals with us. That would be Rob Raines, a longtime journalist in the St. Louis market, a legitimate Missouri Hall of Famer for his work and what he has done in his career. And he runs St. Louis Sports Page, the brand and the website. And it's kind of a family-run industry that he's got over there. It's really cool stuff, but incredible coverage with the Cardinals. So he'll hop on with us. Cardinals get a win last night, finally snapping their losing streak as they beat Texas 5-3. Our Cubbies, though, sir. I'm starting to feel like Randy Quaid in Major League 2 the more I watch him. Like, you're all garbage. Back up the trucks.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. This team sucks.
It's not a fun time to be a Cubs fan right now in early June. But the Cardinals snapped their losing streak and get a nice dub last night. So we will talk with Rob Raines. Again, that's going to be right around 4:10. Really looking forward to that. You had some NFL thoughts. We'll get into that. We'll find out who our draft winner is. We got to talk a little bit NBA Finals because the Knicks get one from Wemby. How
Big
about that?
win.
How about that? I'm telling you. The Danhausen curse thing, it's working for him.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. You should listen to Pierce the Fierce. He'll tell you the same thing.
I don't know about all that, but big time win for them.
Not a lot in the way of Illini headlines, so I want to jump into this and get your reaction. I talked a little bit with you about this before the show started, but did you see Bielema's tweet earlier today? One of my favorite sentences I get to ask you, did you see Bielema's tweet?
I had not, and I just did. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so if you don't know what we're talking about, so the Notre Dame AD, Pete Bevecqua, he used to run NBC Sports, and he was speaking in front of the Senate today. And the whole point of this particular Senate hearing, they were talking about media rights deals. They're talking about where the money is going to the big television networks and how things are getting divided. And the clip, I'll play the clip here in a minute. I want to make sure we've got good audio for it. But he tells the Senate the best way to make the most money from TV rights is to have a super league. And that has been talked about for I don't know how long, right? Forever and ever. This is where it's headed. It's all headed to a super league. Then he says that he did not want a super league. And then he offers a sample of a super league schedule. Bielema sees this, retweets it, and this is the quote. Again, this is the AD from Notre Dame. Some guys really like to talk about something that could happen and who they might play. Actually, it's pretty easy. Just join a conference. Shrug emoji, fist emoji, shrug emoji.
Hey, no lies detected.
It's pretty easy, Notre Dame. Just, and that's another thing that's interesting about all that with Notre Dame is they don't exactly have the same cachet and power for national TV rights that they did in the 80s and 90s. Like, they always wanted that exclusivity, and they still have it to some degree, but I don't know. College football is always better when Notre Dame is good, but
yeah.
But yeah, you want to avoid a super league, or do you want a super league? Or
I don't know.
Yeah, join a conference.
Not even a little bit. I don't want a super league. However, would you want Notre Dame in the Big Ten?
That's the conference everyone's talked about for years and years and years. That was the one that was always the most logical, right? Because of their location.
Right.
Just put them in the Big Ten. At this point, man, if you'd asked me that 5, 6, 7 years ago, I probably would have said, nah, no, I think I'm good with how the Big Ten is shaped up. But with USC, UCLA, everybody, who else has been added? The Big Ten's the Big 18 now, or whatever the hell it is.
Penn State.
Yeah, well, they've always been, yeah. Those guys.
Yeah, no, Oregon and Washington.
Washington, thank you. Yeah. It wouldn't, it doesn't surprise me if the numbers worked and everybody was happy with it. I'm sure that could be an option. But I loved Bielema calling it out right away. Loved it.
It's great. I mean, that's in the words of, as we had in the opener, in the words of T.O., that's my coach. That's my coach.
I'm enjoying this smoothie, really.
Your angel food delight.
Evan came in here. He texted me before the show. He's like, hey, man, you want a smoothie? And I was like, heck yeah, I want a smoothie. Look at this thing he brought in from Smoothie King. I thought it was going to be just a small. If you're watching on YouTube, this is this a large or a jumbo? What is this? This is the biggest smoothie I've ever seen in my life, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's a 32 ouncer.
Whew. I like that. I like a 32-ouncer. All right. What'd you get, by the way? He got me a strawberry banana. It's so good.
I got a chocolate gladiator with.
Is that what it's really called?
That's what it's called. Chocolate gladiator with strawberries and raspberries. It's I think the healthiest thing on their menu.
The chocolate gladiator?
Yeah.
That was my nickname in high school.
What were the gladiator contestants? What were they called?
Magnus.
I was the vanilla contestant. That was my nickname.
Matt and Sydney on the text line says, yes, hate Notre Dame. Hate their guts. They wouldn't win a game. It rhymed in there. See, that was pretty good. I don't know if he meant for it to rhyme.
Yeah. I mean,
Poet and didn't know it.
They'd probably win a game, but they'd have Purdue on the schedule.
They'd get Purdue. They'd get Rutgers. Yeah. A couple. Northwestern. They get a couple.
Yeah, I think I would like to see it. And I do. There's something classic just about, Notre Dame football that, you love to hate them, but at the same time, you're right. It's like college football is better, it feels like, when you've got.
Yeah.
And I know, whatever, my football tradition at the beginning of every year is I put on Rudy and I watch Rudy.
No, it's not.
It is.
You watch Rudy?
At the beginning of every football season.
Maybe
I'll sit down.
Did I not know this? I feel like that's something I would remember.
I'll sit down and crap open a cold one.
You'll crap open a Rudy Rudiker.
Crap open Rudy. That's pretty good.
That never happened, by the way.
Of course not.
Rudy.
There's a difference. I'm pretty sure my father-in-law went to the same high school as Rudy and was like, no, that guy sucked.
I've told this story on the air. I don't know if I've ever told it to you. I remember talking with Uncle Lon about this, though, that when I was in 8th grade, they were trying to kind of revive football in Paris. There was like a whole campaign, and there was a new coach
because
at
they
the
saw
time.
soccer was taking over.
No, they did not see that. That did not happen. There was a new head coach of the high school, really great guy, great coach. His name was Larry Getz, but Larry had come in and they were trying to do anything they could to make it exciting. They were holding like flag football scrimmages.
Hello.
At the football field with the 8th graders, but they brought in Rudy. They showed the movie to everyone in school, and then he gave like a motivational speech. And another part of it was you could buy his book if you wanted to.
And also for $19.99.
And I remember my friend Bryce Pittman asking a question in like an assembly. He's like, is it true that none of that happened? Like something to that effect. Like Bryce was just being a troll. I still to this day one of my favorite people in the world, a good friend of mine. But yeah, I just remember that. And then like a month or two later, it got around like, yeah, really a lot of that was made up. And
yeah,
he's not exactly a good dude. And it's like, oh, maybe charging 8th graders $30 for his book was an indicator. Oh
yeah, I mean the crux of the story still happened. You got a guy who walked on, who was he worked his tail off, all that good stuff. But no, the way that Samwise Gamgee played him, that was probably a little bit different.
Well, but he was Rudy before he was Sam.
Well, that's true, and he was what's his face before he was Rudy. In the Goonies.
He was, and he was in Encino Man too.
He was in Encino Man?
Oh, my God. Yeah, he was the lead in Encino. Well, I guess. What? Technically not the lead. Brendan Fraser as the caveman is the lead in Encino Man.
Yeah. Wow. Did I forget Sean Astin was in Encino Man?
Yeah. Sean Astin was in Encino Man. Yeah.
Huh.
Great one from the 90s. But see, like we're getting off subject. That's okay. But you talk about Samwell, right? Samwise, I'm sorry.
Come on, what?
Yeah, Samwise.
Why don't you go back to your Star War Trek?
But
Star Trek War.
Nah, that's not me.
The war in Star Trek.
But the thing is, like
Trek in the Stars.
When that came out, I would sit there in the theater and just look at this little troll. I just want to go Rudy. One Rudy to save us all. But anyways.
Okay, speaking of movies, 2 thoughts I had.
Uh-oh.
Before we do anything.
Yep.
The comedy we missed that I can't believe I missed. Absolutely missed in our 90s comedy draft.
Oh, last week? Yeah, what happened?
My Cousin Vinny. How did none of us pick My Cousin Vinny?
I don't know. Great
movie.
That
is an incredible. I thought it was 80s. I think that's what happened.
90.
It's 92.
Yeah.
I looked it up today. I was so frustrated.
Marissa Tomei, buddy.
Whew,
yeah,
so
that's
hot.
Yeah, Marissa
the
Tomei.
Mona Lisa Vita.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Second of all, I asked you when I was leaving yesterday.
Yeah.
As we're talking about star movies,
Mm-hmm.
If you had seen Project Hail Mary, the Ryan Gosling movie, it's in theaters right now.
I have not seen it yet.
I took my 10-year-old last night. We went and saw it. It might be one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
It has a lot of good reviews right now.
It was so good.
What's it rated?
PG-13.
All right.
But there's no, no sex.
Well,
there's
it's
really,
PG-13.
there's really no, but there's not even any romance.
I asked
like,
about,
there's no romance. There's no.
I was just thinking from like a language perspective.
There's no language whatsoever. I think it's PG-13 because they have they have some scenes where they're drinking. They're at a bar and they're celebrating before they go to space, and that's probably what makes it PG-13. Plus some frightening
scenes,
flash, stuff. No, it's incredible. Did I understand it? No, not even a little bit.
Did I understand
But it was such, and Ryan Gosling is. He's an incredible actor.
You got a man crush on Gosling?
He's the liability at corner, but boy, when it comes to saving the earth, he's a guy.
He wasn't so good at corner in Remember the Titans. They had to take him out.
He's the liability.
Had to put in Turk from Scrubs to cover instead.
Yeah. Sean Astin was hilarious in 50 First Dates.
Yeah, 217.
He was the brother, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mesh shirts.
He's the one that had the steroids and the lift. Let's just say, Doc, that a friend of mine was lactating. Dan Aykroyd, full circle. We get back to our guy Dan Aykroyd, who we were talking about.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd's the doctor, tells him to lay off the juice. Yep.
Lay off the juice, bud.
I was just talking about a friend. 217-359-2255. Scott in Terre Haute says Coach Corey was his coach. Yes, that's a high school or Paris High School he's talking about there. Derek in Champaign. Pause on the chocolate gladiator. Okay, no, we'll move on from that. I'm just saying. It was one of my many nicknames in high school. It's okay. And Jay Money says, back to sports, fellas. Evan, hydrate. Let's go.
I think you can't be chocolate gladiator. That's cultural appropriation.
Who's to say I don't like chocolate?
Okay. I'm sure you do. Hey, big show today. We got, as you said, the great former employee, Isaac Ambrose.
Isaac Ambrose is going to hop on with us here in just a few moments, talk all things in line, and we'll get his thoughts on Bielema's tweet, that's for sure. And Isaac's been doing some really good stuff, as you mentioned, for the Champagne Room. Some interesting sort of like thought-provoking stuff, looking at the history of Illinois athletics. So we'll talk with him about that. And again, I'm pretty excited to talk with a bona fide Hall of Famer in the world of media, Mr. Rob Raines, who's been covering the Cardinals for a long time. He's going to join us after 4 o'clock. So plenty to get to next on The Drive.
Hey, we're looking for a couple of really professional drivers that know the ropes and would like to get a home where they're treated with respect, getting home every weekend, making a good wage, and doing the right thing safely. Yeah.
Awesome. 2 people. All right. And how would they connect with you for that?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com or 765-793-7131 extension 4, or even my cell phone right now, 765-505-1295.
And then for dedicated diesel off Route 45 on Triumph Drive, as you're driving toward Rancho Bay on the left-hand side, you'll find dedicated diesel. What do you offer there?
Hey, we've got a couple of good mechanics in, trailer mechanic and tractor mechanic right now. We're doing DOT annual inspections, trailer repair, truck repair, just whatever you need, we can take care of.
Wow, that's really nice to know, because, we have to drive into some other cities. Not convenient. You can't get all that done here in Urbana at dedicated diesel.
When your operation can't afford downtime, call the people who treat your business like their own. At Freedom Fabrication and Millwrights, you're working with over 150 years of combined industry experience, handling everything from on-site repairs to complete turnkey facility solutions. Call Richard and Selena for your next project, whether it's custom fabrication, emergency field repairs, or full system installation. They're also your local dealer for Chief Grain Systems. Call 217-574-5050. Freedom Fabrication and Millwrights. Experience you can count on. People you can trust.
Looking for your new favorite hangout? Head to Route 45 Wayside in Pasodum. They're open 7 days a week with daily food specials that keep things fresh and affordable. And Sundays? It's Sunday Fun Day from 1 to 4 with live entertainment that brings the party to life. Don't miss their massive 8,000 square foot patio. Perfect for kicking back with friends. Feeling competitive? Jump into their sand volleyball leagues this spring and summer. Co-ed teams, great vibes, and even better memories. Route 45 Wayside in Pasodum. Great food, live music, and fun all week long.
What is the convenience of travel worth to you? Fly Sierra and find out. No long drive to Chicago, no waking up early, no parking expense or overnight hotel stay. Use less gas and enjoy free parking with easy check-in and short security lines at Sierra. When you get back, you're close to home and unpacked before you know it. Book at Sierra.com today.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Hope you're having a great Thursday. It's ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. I'd like to thank you once again for bringing in these fantastic smoothies from Smoothie King.
Man of the people.
You made my day, sir. I haven't had Smoothie King in a long time, so this is a nice little treat.
You know, I'm trying to be better.
Isaac Ambrose from the Champagne Room going to join us in just a few. Longtime member of the ESPN 93.5 family. Talk all things Illinois athletics with him. Also, Rob Raines on the way from St. Louis Sports Page. And you've got some NFL thoughts. We'll get into that as well. But yeah, we'll see if we can get Isaac on the horn right now.
Yeah, we got a lot going on here. And looking through our draft here, we are having some issues once again on X of votes being counted. But, however, I wonder if we just need to restart. There's got to be something we can do to fix that. It's like people are voting, but then it's not counting their vote. It's like almost it's stuck at 3 votes.
Yeah.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, it was stuck at 4 votes.
And I know it's a different time of the year for sports when we get into the summer. I understand that, but we were getting, like, I'm not just saying this, we were getting hundreds of votes on our polls for weeks and weeks and months and months, and all of a sudden it's kicking people out.
You have 5 votes.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wait a second.
But maybe people really just don't like us anymore. I don't know.
Well, you know who gets tons of responses and tons of vote and tons of interactions when they do polls and lists?
Who's that?
From the Champagne Room, it is the one, it is the only, it is Isaac Ambrose. Isaac, what's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you know what? We're doing good. I've just been following all of your stuff on the gram and all of the awesome things that you're doing. And I was like, you know what? We got to get him back on because he's all over the place right now. And this is like right up our alley.
No, I'm glad I see your guys that you do. And I always like something about voting in a draft and feeling like you can take somebody's side that I really like. And honestly, one thing that I like about AI in this new era of, you know, all these social media companies trying to clean up AI-made stuff is that whenever, you know, I put something out that doesn't get a lot of traction, I heard you guys talking about your drafts not getting as much traction, you can just blame AI or blame, you know, Elon Musk or Zuckerberg for trying to crack down on bots and stuff, and that's why it didn't get pushed out. So there's always that route to take, too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Isaac. I feel much better about that now.
Yeah. Me too.
Isaac, I want to ask, I love this question. I love when I get to ask people this. Did you see Bielema's tweet today?
I don't know if I've seen the most recent tweet. Was it about the conferences and Notre Dame?
Yeah. That's where I want to go
with
this.
I did see that one.
It's good when you can say which one.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I did.
Right, I'm like, well, I was on Twitter a couple hours ago, but I didn't know if something came up in the last, 120 minutes.
Well, I was curious what you thought about, and we've already talked about it here, but wanted to get your take on what Bielema said and his response to Notre Dame's athletic director on super conferences.
Yeah, it's definitely a deep topic, and there's a lot of money and TV things involved that it sometimes makes it really stink for the fan because we're like, we just want the best football, we just want the best basketball. You bigwigs figure it out. So I kind of like that Bielema's out here poking fun at it, and Bielema was on the Score the other day basically talking about how, he likes to stir the pot a little bit, and this is obviously a perfect example of that. But as far as the Super Leagues go, I think it would be all time. Like, that would be electric, and just thinking about the matchups in my head, it would be an absolute blast. But as far as my only fear is that when you get more to like a super conference and you basically just become the NFL, like on a minor level, I think you can start to take away some of the university loyalty that a lot of fans have.
Yep.
Where these teams would really just become the football team that is kind of associated with the University of Illinois and not the University of Illinois football team, if that makes any sense. So alumni and people like that, they might have a lot less connection if it really just becomes the NFL, and who knows where we're going to be in 5 or 10 years, but I get away from Big Ten rivals and things like that, and I think you're going to lose a lot of just the authenticity and the real hatred and competitiveness and rivalry and commitment to teams that we see nowadays. But, hey, college football is way different than it was 20 years ago, and it's going to be way different in 2046. So there's a lot on it, but I'm glad we have a guy like Bielema who seems to be outspoken and really doing in this new era.
Yeah, not only Bielema, but an AD and Josh Whitman, who is not going to get caught off guard, who's not going to get left behind. He's going to be on the forefront of whatever ends up happening. And so it's like a breath of fresh air based on, if you rewind a decade, 10 years, and we're looking at Mike Thomas and Tim Beckman or, Bill Cute, like those are the guys in charge. And you're just thinking, oh boy, we are in a vastly superior spot as we talk right now. So as we talk about just being an Illini fan, which you are the best at, there's your page is called Illini Isaac, where people can follow along with a lot of the stuff you got going on. I found this fascinating. Was it today or yesterday? You put up a poll. Who is the greatest Illini basketball coach of all time? And Brad Underwood is currently with hundreds of responses. He is winning that poll. 53% say Brad Underwood is already the greatest Illini basketball coach of all time. 38% said Lou Henson, 9% with Bill Self, and then you get the other. Were you surprised at those responses so far?
So a little bit. I am obviously not old enough to remember Lou Henson. I wasn't born. But it's funny how if this doesn't show the different generations that use different platforms, then I don't know what does. Because on Facebook, you get a ton. I mean, we've got over 100 comments, and most people it's Lou Henson. And then you go to Instagram and Twitter, and you're getting a lot more love for Brad Underwood. I am a little surprised. I get the longevity of Lou Henson, and again, maybe my parents' generation would be upset at this take. It feels like Underwood has done a lot more in his 9 years than in the grand scheme of things Lou did. Now, I know Lou had more tournaments and things like that, but it feels like I think Brad is already there. And I even had some people say, well, he needs another Final Four, he needs a national title. It's like, how much more do you want from the guy to be considered the greatest coach of all time when we've never won a national title? Like, he literally would be one of the best. He would be like a top 2 or 3 coach in the country if he wins a national title, and one of the best coaches like in the world. So I think it's kind of dramatic, but I think it's probably pretty split. I do think Brad Underwood had still a ton of haters going into this year and even into the postseason. And I'll admit, I wasn't a hater, but I was more on the side of, I love Brad. I love the everyday guys thing. I love the guys he brings in. but he does seem to struggle against like top level competition, which is kind of a picky thing to say. Now he gets to the Final Four, and I'm like, you really can't hate on the, like, I don't know what you can nitpick about the guy. Like, oh, he hasn't won a national title. Like, who has? Only a handful of guys. So I'm a little bit surprised of how much love Lou is getting. Now, I know he was an amazing coach. The court's named after him. Awesome dude, him and his family. But yeah, recency bias didn't seem to kick in as much as I thought it would, and a lot of loyal Illinois fans are sticking with Lou.
I think it is kind of there is a little bit in that generation of, well, let's see it play out, But I would agree. Yeah. I think as you look at 9 years of where they were, where they are now, and what he's accomplished in those 9 years, I would have to agree. Boy, I would have loved to see Bill Self for 9 years. Oof.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't think this would be close at that point, but man, that'd be fascinating. Now you guys did another one where you ranked, you guys did your own little draft and you drafted Underwood's best wins, and I got to be honest, man, that was maybe your worst work.
Dude, I don't know. The players draft, no offense to these guys, but I took Matthew Meyer at 4 and Luke Goody at 6. So
that's pretty bad too.
But yeah, it was, and just to defend myself, because I know I was getting a lot of heat for those picks. Now, granted, 2 of the drafts I've kind of just been terrible. Robbie's kicked my butt, and then the Underwood misses or the Illinois recruiting misses, I felt like I won. But the best wins draft, I realized that I was a little bit more biased because a lot of those games I was at, and then for me, a lot of those were more impactful on the program. Like, yes, beating a top 10 team is massive. Like, Illinois beating Iowa State a couple years ago, that's a huge game. Iowa State's a great team. But for me, like, if you go back to the Iowa's freshman season, if you don't win that Michigan State game and a couple other, like, late games at Ohio State, if you don't upset Michigan State at home, I think there's a lot less hope going into the next year of Brad Underwood. Like, because of games like that Michigan State game is the reason why you had a lot of hope for the next season, which ended up would have been like a 5 or a 6 seed. Then the tournament got canceled. So that's a little bit why I went the route I went. Like, they were more impactful on, I think, Underwood's coaching career, and less like we won a big game in the Elite Eight or something like that, if that makes any sense.
It does. Yeah, don't agree, but yeah, it's totally.
Yeah. And obviously Robbie went first, and he picked Iowa to beating Iowa to go to the Final Four, which is obviously 1-1. So
yeah.
ESPN Radio 93.5, it is The Drive. I'm Curtis at 7. Our guy Isaac Ambrose is on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us. Isaac, a couple of texts have rolled in on the Max Twin City Recycling text line, and one of the recurring themes, at least over the last season, is people talking about the improvement of Brad Underwood as a head coach. You take that as you will. But since we're talking about familiarity and how much of his tenure you've been a part of and seen, what are things that you have noticed over the last few years where you can go, okay, this is a little different than how Brad would have done this 4 or 5 years ago?
Well, I mean, I don't think you can deny that he's clearly adjusted. I mean, 4 or 5 years ago was the Kofi situation, and we had a big guy, and that won us a ton of games. And you think about the West Virginia, the Press Virginia style thing that Brad Underwood brought in here that clearly I don't think was a long-term solution, and he pivoted. So I think that's one thing you cannot at all ding Brad Underwood for is macro changes from a scheme perspective and basketball perspective. And I think he's clearly bought into the NIL. He's clearly bought into the European thing and just sort of being like an innovator instead of just going with what everybody else is doing. So I think there's definitely ways you can see him grow as a coach. And there was plenty of times this year. Again, I was another person that's like, I don't see make too many in-game adjustments. Like a few years ago, I don't know why Coleman Hawkins was trying to guard Donovan Clingan one-on-one, and Terrence Shannon kept driving into Donovan Clingan one-on-one. Wasn't going to work. But now this past year, there were plenty times where I felt like we went away from things, or we got Keaton going, or, we switched up who was guarding somebody. And, the game plan for Houston was literally perfect. Like, I don't know how I don't know if Underwood draws up a game plan like that 5 or 6 years ago. Like, that Houston game plan was perfect. That was like our best defensive game of the year. And I just think you see in these games improvements that you wouldn't have seen, even a few years ago. But again, on a macro standpoint, I don't think you can knock the guy at all. Micro, maybe a little bit, but granted, 3 or 4 of the worst games the last few years have been against UConn. I don't know what it is and what Dan Hurley's figured out, but if we just take UConn off the schedule, then I think his resume and coaching pedigree is even higher.
Which, unfortunately, we're not doing. We're going to keep UConn on the schedule forever. Apparently.
Yeah, we're going to try to run it back.
You'll just keep doing it until you win one, I guess. Okay, and then I asked you this because as we've been, and I think this would be a great draft. That maybe you just, I don't know, you might need me on or something. But the most underappreciated Illini in Brad Underwood's tenure. Someone who maybe doesn't get the pub or doesn't get the fanfare, but, man, they were vitally important and they're not nearly talked about enough.
So it's funny. You texted me that, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, this Illinois fan base is so amazing and so crazy in a great way that, like, it's hard to go underappreciated. And I feel like Brad, sometimes to a fault, is like, amps guys up for their impact. Like, I know Jake Davis is an awesome guy and seems like an awesome locker room guy, hits a corner 3 like everybody knows. But, like, sometimes when Brad talks about Jake Davis and guys like that, you'd think they're going to be NBA All-Stars. So, like, sometimes it is hard to pick an underrated player. I think Ben this past year would be an easy answer because of how far he came defensively. And then it felt like when Ben was playing well and hitting a couple threes, you were at your best. Going back a few years, you're able to figure out and realize how important a guy is when they're not there, right? That Big Ten, the first Big Ten tournament champion team, the 1 seed, and then the next season, when Grandison was out and you lost to Houston in the tournament, you sort of realized how important he was. I think there's something about having a guy that size, like a 3-and-D guy, and then he went on to Duke and had a solid year. I think just a role player like Grandison, who came in, was able to hit some threes and be a huge part of those teams for a couple years. That was one that came to mind because it felt like something was off when he got hurt and messed up his shoulder late in that season. And then, again, like Andres Feliz, I think, is one, too, because you haven't really had a guy like him since, and he just had so many clutch buckets, it felt like. But there's a lot of fans that, they love Feliz and bring him up a lot. But those are just a couple guys that came to mind that I'm like, it's easy to look past them and look at the first-team All-Americans and the All-Big Ten guys and forget about some of these guys that come in for 8 to 12 minutes and make huge plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I am such a massive Andres Feliz stan. Like he's maybe in my top 5 favorite Illini of all time.
Yeah.
Just the way that he played, and he deserved an NCAA tournament. The only person who deserved one more than him was Malcolm Hill. But my gosh, Andres Feliz deserved that 2020 NCAA tournament that he never got. And it still to this day breaks my heart. What I'm going to start crying here in a second.
You're not going to cry. You're not going to cry over a former Illini.
Together. Oh, I will.
When's the last time you cried, Isaac? No, you don't have to answer that. I'm joking.
Isaac, you excited about the World Cup?
Last week. What?
You excited about the World Cup?
I am, because I would not say I'm a soccer fan, but I love the World Cup, and I love, like, even hockey. I'm not a huge hockey fan, but when the USA is playing and it's like, oh my gosh, what is this like? Everybody's rooting for the same team. And then a few years ago, when Team USA and Steph Curry and KD and LeBron, like, they won the gold medal, it's like, this is so weird. Everybody's rooting for the same team. Nobody's hating on anybody. And that's how it feels like for the World Cup. And it is, let me say, it is such a bummer. And Evan, I'm sure you got a lot of thoughts on this since I know you're a big World Cup guy. I think the United States is a sleeping giant from a fan base perspective. Like, you've seen when the Team USA is even a little bit relevant, like people jump on that and like sell out stadiums and are just super hyped for Team USA, but they just haven't got over the edge. So I think you have a lot of people that aren't big sports fans or might be on the negative side of soccer that are not going to buy in. But I do. I mean, when USA plays and we score, it's electric, and I'm hoping that they can make some noise this year and really next week.
Well, as soon as I asked you the question, Curtis gave me we need to wrap it up.
That is not
I was
how
like,
it
hey,
works.
how do you feel about soccer? Because we got to get off the air. This is enough.
No, that's not.
Hey, that's all right. I can't say my soccer knowledge is anything anybody wants to hear anyway.
I thought that was... Never mind. Isaac, where can folks follow along with your latest work, sir?
Absolutely. So like Evan said, Illini Isaac, it's just one word. And then anything at the Champagne Room, we're doing some more drafts and things coming up. And I can honestly say it's getting harder and harder to come up with content, but we're still putting stuff out. So the Champagne Room and Illini Isaac is where you can find my personal stuff. And it's always a blast coming on with you guys. And again, 93.5, I just had Kyle Tosk on the Champagne Room live, and 93.5 was an awesome period and has a special place in my heart for sure.
Man, you both of you gentlemen have a special place in our hearts here. You're two of our favorites.
You've also had Cooper on there with you.
Yeah, Coop, the Scoop.
Yes.
And
Cooper's a big Champagne Room guy. I think he's going to be doing basketball this year for us. But I had him on talking about NFL draft and Gabe and J.C. Davis and Miles Scott and those guys. So, yeah, he did an awesome job. Looking forward to keep working with him.
Well, we're looking forward to chatting with you again down the road, man. So appreciate your time, and we'll talk again very, very soon.
Hey, sounds good, guys. Take care. ILL.
I, that's our guy. Illini Isaac, or is it Isaac Illini? Which is
Illini Isaac.
Illini Isaac, yeah, that gets top billing. Isaac Ambrose from the Champagne Room on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line, 217-359-2255. Chuck on the text line says, most underrated is Trent Frazier, hands down.
I can see that. Obviously, some people might hear that and say, what? Trent Frazier? People talk, but what he did for this program and staying here for 4-5 years?
Carrying the program on his back.
Oh, my goodness.
For a while.
Yeah, he was, because he came in and he was the dude all by himself. And then Io came in after that. And I just think his loyalty to this program is very underrated.
Blake and Crispin. Here we go with the soccer. I shouldn't do the voice.
No, you could say, here's how I read it. Here we go with soccer. You're right, Blake.
And
we're going.
And right towards the end of our conversation with Isaac, your favorite person rode by on the lawnmower again with the milk crates.
Oh, John Deere lawnmower guy.
We
was driving right by, and I made sure Curtis saw it this time.
I did see it.
Because I'm not hallucinating.
No, he's not crazy. I'm
not seeing stuff.
The gentleman in the road with his riding mower.
Going 2 miles an hour.
And again, he had the milk crates, yeah. I couldn't see what was in the milk crates or if they were empty, but he had a few of them. He's
I'm going to catch him one of these
got
days.
a few milk crates under one arm. He's steering the John Deere with the other, and it brought you a lot of joy in that moment. We need to get him on the show. Let's talk to him. Just, what's going on, dude? What's up with the milk crates?
Blake just said, no, Evan.
No, Evan. No. No. He was not excited for your soccer talk.
Do you like my new hat?
If you're not here, I'll get it on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. He's got himself a brand new USA soccer hat. We'll get a picture of that and put it up on the socials at the Drive 935.
Oh, yeah.
He's ready to roll. 217-359.
S-A.
Is that going to be the chant?
That's one of them.
That's one of the chants? Okay. Well, that got me going. That was a good one.
No, let's go.
You sound like 50 people at once doing that.
That's the point.
All right. 217-359-2255. We've got plenty to get to. Rob Raines is going to join us in about 25 minutes, talk some Cardinals with us. Also, we'll do a little bit of NFL talk. Got to talk about the NBA Finals. The Knicks take Game 1 last night. And I got to say, I was a little surprised. A little surprised by that.
Me too.
We'll dive into that next on The Drive.
Looking for a great place to relax, grab a bite, and have some fun? Head to the Ambrose Sports Bar and Grill in Villa Grove. This well-furnished hometown tavern has something for everyone. Enjoy great food, a full bar, and a welcoming family-friendly atmosphere. Step outside to the outdoor patio, challenge your friends on the golf simulator, or check out the full game room. Whether you're stopping in with the kids for dinner or meeting friends for a drink and some gaming machines, Ambrose Sports Bar and Grill is the place to be. Ambrose Sports Bar and Grill in Villa Grove. Good food, good fun, and good times waiting for you.
Looking for a warm, welcoming place to relax in Tuscola? Stop by Hometown Grounds, where great coffee and great company come together. They're proudly serving Mad Goat coffee, so you can enjoy a rich, delicious cup while catching up with friends. And if you've got kids, no problem. There's a special play area where they can have fun and you sit back and relax. Hometown Grounds is a gathering place for the whole community and perfect for meetings. Come see what everyone's talking about in Tuscola. Visit hometowngroundscoffee.com and plan your visit today.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win. Like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Everyone knows that when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. But did you also know that if you don't have a key and you need it to run, call 367-9481. PDR now performs key cutting with programming. PDR also performs module cloning. Cloning makes that module plug and play, in many cases allowing you to utilize a used module where a new module is no longer available or very expensive. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Hi, this is Jason Snyder with Philo Exchange Bank. For over 140 years, we have been rooted in your community, making local decisions for local people. We know you and understand your goals. In a world where so much feels uncertain, one thing remains the same. We are here for you. Reliable, local, trusted for generations. Visit us in St. Joseph, Philo, Allerton, Broadlands, and our newest branch in Tolono opening this spring.
When you're looking for a business to work with, you choose someone local, someone who's terrific at what they do, a company that helps others in need in Champaign-Urbana, and a company that stands behind what they do. That company is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors has been keeping the rain out for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy and their family work hard to not only make sure you're 100% satisfied by their work, but that they also strive to have a positive impact on Champaign-Urbana. Roof Doctors in Urbana, they make you their #1 priority.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Wemby went down last night, buddy. It was
sure
a stunner.
did.
It was a stunner. ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis. That is Evan. Thanks for spending some of your day with us. Last night, the New York Knicks, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, 105-95. Win over Wemby and the Spurs. 14-point deficit to rally and end up winning by 10.
Was it that bit? Man, full disclosure, I did not watch the whole game. I was box score watching.
Now, what could you have been doing?
I was at the movies. I was at Project Hail Mary.
Oh, that's right. You went to the movies.
Come on. I just told you this. Do you even listen when I talk? Are you paying
I
attention?
was following along on, you know what?
Are you paying attention?
No, I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention. My son had a...
You have no manners!
Why would I not have manners?
Because you're not paying attention.
I pay attention. You said you went to the movies, and it was very entertaining. You didn't know what happened, but you liked it. It was stimulating.
I did.
So, were you stimulated at all by the New York Knicks' performance last night?
I think it's obviously series is not over. There's a lot to be played,
right.
but it's going to be tough. Madison Square Garden is going to be freaking
gonna be rocking
party. My gosh,
gonna be rocking.
You get New York people that get a final. You're leading in the series. You've now got home court advantage. If New York,
oh my,
you have no manners.
And the hot buttons are fixed too, buddy.
Oh yeah,
you have no manners.
Yeah, that was for yesterday.
If all the Knicks do is win at Madison Square Garden now, they are the NBA Finals champs. So that's going to be a
they stole
rocking atmosphere.
Stole home court last night. Jalen Brunson took over late, dropped 30 overall,
Man,
13 in the fourth quarter. Karl Anthony Towns, just a great presence inside, 18 points, 12 boards, and he helped keep the Knicks within striking distance. When Brunson was struggling, there were some concerns as well throughout the game that maybe Jalen was dealing with a nagging injury. He looked all right, though, in the fourth quarter.
Now, here's the problem is, Wemby puts up still 26 points, but he was not efficient at all. 6 for 21 shooting, 2 for 9 from 3, but 12 for 13 from the stripe. He had 12 boards, 6 turnovers.
Yeah, that's the biggie, right? Wemby with the 6 turnovers, and a couple of them were keys that ultimately cost them the game. But ultimately, that's how it unfolded.
The key for the Spurs is you cannot have De'Aaron Fox has been in a slump where he has been struggling. He went 3 for 13, 0 for 4 from 3 last night. Also had a few turnovers, but he has just been off. He hasn't been able to hit a shot to save his life, and Wemby needs that surrounding cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does, and they're going to need to do something in a raucous environment. And look, Wemby post-game, he was asked, are you concerned? He said, no, I'm not concerned. We've been down at different points in every series. I'm not concerned at all.
Well, and Oklahoma City's a much better team than New York.
That is the prevailing thought. On paper, you would say that.
Yeah. However, Madison Square Garden is not.
I don't think they're going to
whatever they play at in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you know what? Spike Lee's not going to be sitting on his hands tomorrow night, right?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, they're not going to be quiet there. It's going to be loud.
Ben Stiller.
We could play the celebrity game now. How many real Knicks fans like Spike Lee are going to be there? Versus a random New York celebrity.
Well, all the celebrities we just listed are pretty diehard.
I mean, they're diehard Knicks fans. Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to add in the randos that are just showing up, I just got a notification on my phone for some reason. Why am I getting this notification? But President Donald J. Trump is going to Game 3 in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, I didn't know New York guy. I still didn't think he was a Knicks fan.
He's not.
If they lose, never liked them. Never liked this team.
Bunch of losers.
All right. Nasty players over there on the Spurs. They're nasty, I don't like them.
Wade says the John Deere guy is probably picking up aluminum cans. Well, if he is, he's doing a horrible job of it.
Stop it.
He's got no cans in his crate.
Well, maybe he's going that way to get the cans,
But he never comes back.
Well, no, he doesn't. Maybe he's going to get the cans and he takes the can. What are you looking at?
I'm seeing if he was coming back around.
He might roll around the other side of the building and go elsewhere with the cans.
One of these days, we're going to be sitting here and you're just going to see me take off.
One of these days, what's going to happen is he's going to roll by, except he's going to be like in a Rolls Royce or something like that. And he's just going to toss the milk crate out the side of the car and look right at you, and he's going to point at you as he cruises off.
Think I suck at collecting cans now?
Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen.
Got enough for this double R.
Mm-hmm.
R squared.
That's right, baby.
No, I'm just going to take off and be like, hey, what are you doing?
You totally would, too. It'd be in the middle of a really important segment or something like that.
I'd do it.
We'd have Underwood or Bielema on with us. It'd be a really, really good segment, really good interview or something.
Yeah, Matt and Sydney says Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball. That's why Underwood loves MSG. Which reminds me, did you ever watch? Oh my gosh, Mad Men?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Because they have a whole, I think it's season 1. They have a whole moment about, because they're tearing down the train station to build a basketball, and they're like, "What? This is awful. It's a horrible decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's never they're gonna ruin New York and all this stuff." And I just found that fascinating.
Yeah, that was again, not to sound like a broken record, that was a thought among the high society of New York, the folks in downtown Manhattan at the time. Yeah, it was beneath them. Basketball, really?
Basketball?
Yeah. Most famous arena in the world now.
For the Knickerbockers?
Uh-huh. Not to be confused with the Trolley Dodgers.
No.
Mm-mm.
Boy, they really did love their double, their hyphenated.
Yeah.
Is Knickerbocker hyphenated or is
nope, that's one word. That's one word.
Trolley Dodger was
that was hyphenated.
Yeah. Knickerbockers.
And the Mets were the Metropolitans.
Trolley Dodgers, Metropolitans. Boy, they love their what do you call those? Syllables. Consonants.
You clapped. What do you call those?
Wait, because you clap. We've done this before. I can never remember the name of what they're called.
You clap. What do you call those?
What do you call those? Trolley Dodgers.
Uh-huh.
For It's still not syllables.
Trolley Dodgers. Yeah.
That's not syllable. What is that word?
Yes.
What are we counting?
Yeah. You're counting a syllable.
No, there's something else. Consonants. No, that's a letter.
Good God. You had it right. You had it right the first time.
I swear it's not
You
syllables.
had it right the first time.
have no manners.
Well, that's just for fun. I didn't mean to hit. Maybe I did mean to hit that.
How many syllables?
Yeah, you had it right.
This is why I didn't understand the space movie last night. They're doing math. Talking about stealing astrophage. That was my nickname in high school.
Astrophage?
Oh, yeah.
Feels like one that could have been mine. Here comes old Astrophage Allen.
Here he comes.
Look at him glowing as he walks down the hall.
They do a scoot toot. Toot and scoot is what
also my nickname.
he calls it.
Yeah.
The old toot and scoot.
Time for news. It's ESPN 93.5. This is The Drive.
A presidential prediction. Lisa Brady, Fox News, made a short time ago in the Oval Office as President Trump faced another round of questions about ending the conflict with Iran.
I think we're doing very well, but we're going to see if we're going to win one way or the other. We're going to win on paper, or we're going to win military. One way or the other. It's going to be militarily or on paper.
The president repeating that he will not let Iran have a nuclear weapon. He posted earlier that last night's war powers vote in the House aimed at ending military action was meaningless and unpatriotic as efforts to negotiate continue. Ukraine's President Zelensky calling for face-to-face talks with Russia's leader in an open letter to President Putin, also criticizing his more than 26 years in power and warning that history will remember the war as a personal choice by Putin without a real cause. President Trump just telling reporters,
I think it would be great if they met. They should get it done.
Adding that compromises are needed. President Zelensky is proposing to meet with Putin in a neutral third country. President Trump taking questions after announcing he'll use the Defense Production Act for a $700 million plan to help keep existing coal plants operational, restart one plant, and build 2 new ones.
We wouldn't have the buildings, the factories, the industry, the electricity grid we have today without the critical contribution of coal. It's been the largest source of global electricity for 125 years in a row.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright says reliable energy sources help save lives and jobs. The Sierra Club accuses the administration of rewarding polluters and jeopardizing public health. The homicide convictions of 2 paramedics are tossed out in Colorado over jury instructions, so both will get a new trial. Those paramedics have been convicted in the ketamine overdose death of Elijah McClain after he was pinned down by police. America is listening to Fox News.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Thinking about starting your GLP-1 journey? Go to orderlymeds.com/radio. Get access to proven GLP-1 medications, licensed providers, and a plan built for real life. All online. No guesswork, no wasted time. Just real people, real answers, real momentum, and support that actually lasts. Join thousands already seeing results. Start now at orderlymeds.com/radio. orderlymeds.com/radio. Individual results may vary, not medical advice. Eligibility required. See site for details.
A House panel wants the Justice Department to investigate allegations made during the committee's Jeffrey Epstein investigation.
In a letter to Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, House Oversight Committee Chairman Republican James Comer says the Justice Department should use all available tools, including immunity for some witnesses, to investigate sexual assault allegations made by Sarah Kellen. Kellen was a former assistant to Jeffrey Epstein. During an interview with congressional investigators last month, she revealed the names of men she says committed criminal misconduct, including former Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine and French hairstylist Frederick Fekete. Comer says the Oversight Committee is not a law enforcement agency and is referring the allegations to the Justice Department. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Former National Security Advisor John Bolton, ousted during the first Trump term, has a deal with federal prosecutors, now expected to plead guilty to a single count of retaining classified information. Due in court later this month, Bolton was charged with 18 counts, accused of mishandling classified information, including his journal notes, as he prepared to write a memoir. California may be counting ballots for days, drawing criticism from the president.
President Trump taking to Truth Social to claim Democrats are trying to steal the elections for California governor and Los Angeles mayor, posting, "Here we go," with the very late and massive numbers of mail-in ballots. California Governor Gavin Newsom's office firing back, saying the president is lying about California again. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Tom Steyer responding, "We count every ballot. Thank you for your patience as we give democracy time to work."
Fox's Christian Goodwin. So far, Republican Steve Hilton has a narrow lead over Democrat Javier Becerra in the governor's race, with the top two advancing to November. A mixed day on Wall Street, but a rally for the Dow up 874 points to a record close, 51,561. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $150 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Big news, Tolono. Philo Exchange Bank is growing to better serve you with a new branch opening this spring. For over 140 years, we've delivered hometown community banking that you can trust. And when it comes to loans, your decisions stay local, made by local lenders who know our community. Visit us soon at 411 North Long Street in Tolono, right on Route 45. Go to philobank.com for more information.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for the perfect pair of boots? Come on down to Pard's Western Shop in Urbana. With an amazing selection that fits every style, Pard's has the perfect pair waiting for you the next time you're hitting the rodeo or stepping out in style. They've got great deals and sale prices on men's cowboy boots, girls' cowgirl boots, and kids' boots. And their friendly staff will make sure you leave with the boots you love. Pard's Western Shop, serving its customers with high-quality merchandise since 1968. Go see them today at 306 North Maple Street in Urbana.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Little broken bat flare into right center. That's going to trap for a hit. Walker will score. Burleson comes through. An RBI hit.
We'll look at it and make sure our pitches are where they want them.
That one wasn't where Gore wanted it. Burleson rifles one into right. 2-run score. He's on his way to second.
And the Cardinals are taking out some frustrations. It's a 3-1 game.
Yeah, that guy had some honey ones the other day.
That's ripped to right. That's over the head of Nemo. That's off the base of the wall. So Jason's rounding second. He's on his way to third. He's got a triple. They're dancing at second. And a shot to right field. He got a great jump. Here comes Jordan around third. He will score. And Velasquez hits it the other way again.
The Cardinals avoid a sweep last night. The call part of the television broadcast. ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. 5-3 victory over the Rangers at Busch Stadium. Snaps Texas's 5-game winning streak, and we have a first-time guest with us on The Drive right now, and he's a bona fide Hall of Famer, which means he's way too talented to be talking to a couple of idiots like us, sir. Huh? But looking forward to this. The founder of St. Louis Sports Page, longtime Cardinals beat writer, Mr. Rob Raines is on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us. How are you, sir?
I'm good, guys. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, happy to have you on, and we're both doing really, really well. So one of the first things that we have talked with about a lot of guests this year when it comes to the Cardinals in particular is just how unexpected it felt this season has been up to this point with this young roster, and I don't know if overachieving is the right word, but Rob, they are very, very exciting, even in a losing series with the Rangers, a competitive series, and last night a much-needed win.
Yeah, I think the most encouraging part of it is I'd have to go back and find out exactly how many it is, but I bet you it's less than half a dozen games that they've really been out of. You know, I mean, they may not win them all, but, you know, they more than likely have gone into the ninth inning, you know, within a couple of runs as far as, you know, so at least have a chance. So they've been, I think, much more competitive than people expected, and I think they're playing, you know, exciting baseball. And I think, you know, I spent a lot of time covering a lot of these kids in the minor leagues and watching them down there, so I was probably a little more optimistic about how well they play at this level than maybe other people who hadn't seen them play, but you never know until they get up here and actually do it. But I was really happy with the direction that the team went and giving those kids a chance. And, yeah, and I think part of it, too, is that they knew that there was really no expectations for them to win this year, so they didn't have that pressure sitting on top of them. So they just been out there playing free and easy. You know, I mean, I actually had a conversation with Jordan Walker yesterday for a story that I'm working on. He'll be coming out soon. I asked him, when was the last time you felt this free playing baseball? And he said, probably in high school. So,
wow,
you know, I think that's just, you know, something that speaks to, you know, the makeup of this team.
Well, and just that quote is very telling. I mean, so many fans were out on Jordan at one point in time, and for him to have the year he's having right, I mean, he's a very young ball player. Like the future is bright for him. But it kind of speaks to, in my opinion, the vibe that is around this team overall, not just within the roster, but in the clubhouse and what Chaim Bloom is doing. Can you speak to some of that? I mean, you've covered a lot of teams and the front office for a long time. Yeah. So what's the vibe, in your opinion, with what Bloom's doing?
It needed to happen. I mean, it was time for a change, you know, and a different voice being in charge. And Chaim's been very refreshing. And I think, they made the right moves as far as, you know, moving on with some of the veterans that, you know, if they weren't going to win this year, they're paying those guys a lot of money. And, let's you know, move forward and see if we can build a foundation of younger players. So, you know, I think both of those were moves. But I think it just feels like a whole different vibe around the club because of just a breath of fresh air and just, you know, nobody is worried about anything that happened in the past. I think you don't have, you know, sometimes when you have younger players and older players, and I'm not singling out anybody individually here, but, you know, the mix just isn't right. You know, they just don't kind of vibe. They don't, you know, travel in the same circles or whatever, you know. So I think sometimes younger players are, you know, they take a back seat to the veteran players. So they don't, you know, want to know their place. They don't want to like overstep their bounds and things like that. And I think, you know, by clearing out some of those veterans, you took that pressure off of these guys too, so that they're now all just playing, you know, with their contemporaries. Many of these guys have played together, you know, for the last, you know, 3, 4, 5 years in the minors. So they're comfortable with each other and they get along well.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a team that, as you say, and full disclosure, I am a Cubs fan.
Oh boy!
So I'm watching the Cardinals right now.
That's okay.
I know. A lot of our listeners don't think so, but that's fine. But there is something about watching this Cardinals team right now that's like, dang it, they're fun. Like, this is a fun group of young guys.
Just remind me, where are the Cubs in the NL Central right now? Can you remind me?
Listen, so the Cardinals right now, they got a lot going on. No, the Cubs, listen, I'll rant about the Cubs right now because you'll get me fired up. But anyways, so you look at the Cardinals right now, and, we talked at the very beginning of this conversation about, overachieving. Maybe that's not the right word. But there's very clearly a plan, and there's very clearly this is what we're headed towards.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest differences I think the last 3 years, there really wasn't a plan. It was like, okay, we've got a mixture. We got this guy who's an older guy. We got this guy's a younger side. We get to the trading deadline. We're going to trade this guy and acquire this guy. It was just all over the map. I mean, there really was no, plan strategy about what they were doing. And I said that from the beginning after they made all those trades over the winter. I said, you may disagree with it all you want, and it may not necessarily produce results on the field right now, but you can't disagree with the fact that at least they have a plan.
Yep.
And at least they know what they're doing, and they're following that. Now, whether it works or not is another story.
Well, and so then that leads into this year is they've started so well, second place in the division, only, behind a pinch me if you've heard this before, a red-hot Milwaukee team that just keeps winning. How much composure do you need to stick with the plan versus getting a little antsy and like, ooh, we're right there, and you start making some moves at the trade deadline this year? What do you think the move is for this Cardinals organization?
I don't think they would change and divert from their strategy to chase the third wild card spot. I think if they think that there's a chance maybe that they could win the division, then you look at it. But I also don't think they're going to be renting it players for this season. I think if they make a move, it's going to be built around somebody that they think will help them if they play in 2027, or certainly when they're playing in 2028. They're not necessarily going to acquire a player just for the rest of the season. And I also think that's to look at it from the other perspective, who they're going to possibly trade. I think you look at the players whose contracts are about to run out. They're probably not going to, either for financial reasons, re-sign, or just because of the age factor, re-sign. So I think and if they can get younger and get a player that they have team control over for 2 or 3 more years, I think that's the kind of moves that they're going to make.
ESPN Radio 93.5, it is The Drive. I'm Curtis, that's Evan. If you're just joining us, very happy to have Rob Raines, Cardinals beat writer and founder of STL Sports Page, on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us. Rob, one of the guys on this team that I got to meet earlier in the year before the season started, they're out doing the Cardinals Caravan, and we got to interview Andre Palante, and I just had this, he just felt so relaxed and comfortable with whatever was about to be asked of him for this upcoming season. I feel like he has been fantastic. Maybe the record doesn't show it overall, but another solid outing from him last night. When you look at this rotation, who are the guys that jump out to you, and where do you see improvement?
Well, he's certainly been much improved from last year. I mean, he led the team in losses last year, so it was not a good pitcher. I thought he was one of the guys coming into this season I thought was very much on the bubble that really had to fight for a spot in their rotation. And to his credit, he's pitched, made a couple changes, added a couple pitches, and he's done very well. So, yeah, I think, you look at the rotation again, you talk about young, I mean, the guy's, probably the veteran of the club is Dustin May, and he started out really rocky, but then settled in and has pitched really well. Livator, for the most part, has pitched well. I think you could say, McGreevy has probably been the guy that's been the most consistent, and as far as, the upside is there. I mean, he doesn't throw 100 miles an hour. He doesn't have necessarily a lot of swing and miss stuff, but he just gets results. Every time he goes out there, he's usually giving up one or two runs. So I think they're very happy with how the rotation is going. I'm curious to see at some point here what they're going to do with Hunter Dobbins, because he came up and helped him out over the weekend, but then they didn't elect to send him back to Memphis. They left him up here. He's probably going to do another piggyback kind of game, either tonight or Friday night or Saturday night with Leahy pitching Friday and Livator on Saturday. So, but I think if they claim he's not a reliever, he's going to be a starter. So it's going to be interesting going forward to see how they start incorporating him into a starting role too.
Okay, Rob, let me I'm just going to ask you this question a little bit different. Where are you from? Were you born and raised a Cardinals fan, around the Cardinals organization?
Yeah. I was born in Omaha, Nebraska. I grew up in Springfield, Missouri, very much of a Cardinal fan. We used to make our big highlights for the summer was to come into St. Louis for a weekend and go into Sirius. So yeah, I was definitely a Cardinal fan growing up, but did not move to St. Louis until professionally in 1980. So Been here primarily, off and on, a few national things since then, but been here primarily since 1980.
Okay, so you've been pretty. You're a legit Cardinals fan. Okay, so.
Are you checking his credentials or something?
No,
he's a Hall of Famer. What do you?
This is we had this conversation yesterday. It really got the people going, and people thought it was a lot of fun.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Yep. So obviously the Cubs are the hated team. Has there ever been a Cub that you have seen where you're like, dang it, I hate the Cubs, but I really like watching them play baseball?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. Ryan Sandberg was one. Obviously a great player, and Hall of Famer. Andre Dawson was a great player. I mean, Greg Maddux, I got to know when I was doing national stuff at Baseball Weekly. He was in Atlanta at the time, but obviously when he pitched for the Cubs, he was terrific. So yeah, they're all good guys. I tell you, I don't necessarily root for teams. I root for people. I really like good people. I'm good friends with Carson Kelly right now, who obviously came up as a Cardinal. Know him really well. Root for him whenever he's playing. So yeah, I don't necessarily have favorite teams, and I would put the Cardinals in that mix too. I just root for good people and want to see them succeed.
Yeah, I mean you're such a big time Cardinals fan that you actually wrote a book about a plane crash that killed the whole Cubs team.
Well, that's a novel. It was a fictional book. It
was a novel, yeah.
Andy Van Slyke, I did a radio show together here in St. Louis for a number of years, and it was his idea, actually, and we kept talking about it, and that's finally one day I said, we really got to write the thing or stop talking about it. So that's what we did, and and of course the Cubs went and blew it that year by actually winning the World Series, which took away our possible plot about how it happened in fictional life, but it was a fun project to do. Yeah, it's called The Curse: Cubs Win, or Do They? So I think it's still out available some places on Amazon or online or something. It's out of print now, but I think you still can find it. It was good. I enjoyed doing it.
Well, Rob, if folks are listening and they're not familiar with your work, I really do encourage them to check it out. So feel free to let them know where they can find everything that is STL Sports Page.
It's the website, stlsportspage.com. I'm on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now, at Rob Rains, ROBRAINS. We do a newsletter once a week. I do a podcast once a week with my son Mike. It's on YouTube and Spotify and all those things. Just dropped a new one this morning. Usually comes out on Thursday when we talk for about a half hour about what's going on with the Cardinals. So it's I'm very fortunate and very lucky to still be able to do what I do, and always tell people that I don't feel like I'm going to work and I'm going to the ballpark. So I still feel that way.
Well, you're one of the best, sir, and we really do appreciate your time, and hopefully we get to talk to you more throughout the season.
Anytime, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Rob Rains on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us. Follow him at Rob Rains. 217-359-2255. That is your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. I wasn't sure where you were going with that question. Like, so you're a legitimate Cardinals fan, huh?
Hey,
I was like, what is Evan doing now? Don't insult a new guest. Please don't insult a new guest.
Got to check the credentials of the people that we got around here.
All right. Well, thank goodness. Thank goodness you're here to do that. You have NFL thoughts, sir.
I do. There's been some big NFL stories that have come out this week, and yeah.
Ready to take a trip around the NFL? Okay.
Let's make it happen.
We'll do that next on The Drive.
Rescue workers face death every day, and far too often their families lose them while they're helping you on the road. When you see emergency lights flashing, you must slow down and move over to the far lane. That includes red, blue, and orange lights. If you hit someone on the road, you'll be charged with a felony. That means jail time. Help us keep our families safe when we're out helping yours. When the lights are flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
Brought to you by Tapman's Towing.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Looking for your new favorite hangout? Head to Route 45 Wayside in Pasodum. They're open 7 days a week with daily food specials that keep things fresh and affordable. And Sundays? It's Sunday Fun Day from 1 to 4 with live entertainment that brings the party to life. Don't miss their massive 8,000 square foot patio, perfect for kicking back with friends. Feeling competitive? Jump into their sand volleyball leagues this spring and summer. Co-ed teams, great vibes, and even better memories. Route 45 Wayside in Pasodum. Great food, live music, and fun all week long.
Crime doesn't pay, but we do. Champaign County Crime Stoppers offers huge cash rewards to concerned citizens just like you, who provide anonymous tips that help law enforcement make arrests and keep crime out of our communities. Tips are 100% anonymous, and we pay cash rewards of up to $5,000. Have a tip? Call 217-373-TIPS or visit ChampaignCountyCrimeStoppers.org. Crime doesn't pay, but helping us solve one certainly does.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Hope you're having a great day. It is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. Big thanks once again to Rob Raines for hopping on with us and talking Cardinals baseball. No game tonight for the Redbirds. Back at it tomorrow. I believe it's a road trip, right? They're going to be in Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Great America.
And I could be mistaken. I'm mistaken a lot. But I do know the weekend series is here on ESPN 93.5. First pitch for tomorrow night's game, 7:15. Pre-game going to start right around 6:15-ish.
All right.
Give or take a minute or two. So we'll have a full Friday show.
Dope.
Do some more Cardinals talk tomorrow. I keep promising the great one, Kyle Tosk, is going to join us. Kyle's had some stuff pop up, and he's a busy, busy man. And
sure,
he's going to be on with us next week. So I've got that hammered down for sure. The great one will be back. Don't worry.
Sure.
All things Illini talk. But we're doing NFL talk right now. You said,
heck yeah,
as we went into the break, you had some serious thoughts, some big thoughts, some fired up thoughts.
Boy, you're really building this
I'm
up, huh?
really selling it. I'm really the game-changing thoughts on the National Football League.
Yeah, give me just a second.
You're not prepared for this segment, and this is your segment.
No.
Just a bit outside.
Sorry, I'm buying a book.
Heath on the text line. Thank you, Heath, for correcting me. You're buying are you buying Rob's book right now?
Yeah, there's one left in stock.
You found the last book?
I'm trying to grab it before it's gone because after that interview, everyone's going to run out.
Somebody's going to try to find it. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heath on the text line says it's a home game against Cincinnati. Okay, weekend series. I apologize. Yeah, they're at home with Bush. So there you go. That's good. That's fine. That'll still be here on ESPN 93.5 if you're not going to St. Louis this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Did you buy the book?
Oh, no.
Please tell me you bought the book.
Well, it's freaking okay.
Somebody else bought the book.
No, it's just not updating.
Maybe buy
stuff.
the book in the next commercial break.
I'll do that. So a lot of things happened this pack as we start the new year. Obviously the huge trade, the blockbuster trade of Myles Garrett going out to L.A.
Yep.
And now reports of Aaron Donald being enticed.
You think that's real?
Of coming out of retirement.
You think that's real?
Honestly?
I looked at that and I just went, nah, that can't be real.
I don't know, but why not? I mean, that would be the best player he's ever played opposite of. They could play on the field at the same time. I mean, how much does he really need to do to mentally get back into it? Like, you don't have to be the guy because Myles Garrett is coming over. You're never going to get double teamed again. Like, it's just how much fun would that be for him? And you look at a Rams team that just traded for one of the best corners in football with the Kansas City Chiefs and a first-round draft pick to Kansas City for McDuffie.
Yeah, Trent McDuffie. Yeah.
And so now you got him on the defense. You bring Myles Garrett in, potentially Aaron Donald coming back. You've got the NFL MVP and Matthew Stafford still on the squad with the receptions leader and Puka Nacua, the touchdown leader and Devontae Adams. I mean, you've got a stacked football team over there in LA.
You got a Super Bowl quality football team is what you've got.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like they should be the favorites coming in this year. And there's a lot happening over there. And then on the flip side, you see kind of the backside of one of these trades that maybe doesn't happen the way or work out the way you'd like it to. Micah Parsons comes out yesterday and says, yeah, I'm not going to be back until at least mid-October at the earliest.
He'll be a superhero. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. That Packers superhero-dom will come to fruition later on for Micah Parsons. Don't you
worry. The Packers, who just signed Christian Watson to a massive
I don't
extension.
understand it. I don't understand that one. That is one that I mean, take anything I feel about the Packers and Bears, any of that garbage, take it off to the side. He's an oft-injured wide receiver that has yet to live up to potential, whatever word you want to use. Like $100 million extension you're going to give that dude?
So they've extended both him and Jaden Reed. Two guys who, great wide receivers when they're on the field.
Sure.
And so now you've got Micah Parsons, who is not going to be, and I'm sticking with it. He's not going to come back till mid-October, late October. And who knows if I would like to think that he'll still have the same explosiveness. Like, I don't want an injury to derail his career.
No, you don't want anybody
But that's always a question mark.
Yeah.
When you're coming in off of a major injury that you've been off the field for 12 months, 11 months, how are you going to come back from that? And the Packers they've got a lot of money and draft picks invested into guys that we'll see. You know what I mean?
It's kind of the opposite of what the Rams have done. I mean, the Rams have drafted very, very well, but they're not afraid to go get anybody. Well, they're really not. Like, there's two teams in the NFL go, well, they're not afraid to make a move, and it's those guys and the Eagles. They're not draft picks. Whatever. We're trying to win Super Bowls, man.
As Schefter reported in his story, the Rams live by the motto, F them picks.
Yeah.
Who needs them picks, man?
Lindy on the text line, 217-359-2255, Max Twin City Recycling text line. They will challenge the Dolphins for undefeated. That's not a crazy thought at all. They're so loaded on both sides of the ball. And the conversation started about Aaron Donald. And so let me do the ageism thing. Well, he's 35. Even though he was a freak athlete and was rarely hurt, he went out on his own terms when he still had a lot of gas left in the tank. But he's 35. Can a 35-year-old Aaron Donald really at defensive tackle? I'll just go ahead and throw that out there and you answer.
Myles Garrett's what, 30?
Is Myles over
33?
Oh, well.
I mean,
listen to these old farts playing defense.
Ancient. I can't even imagine them still walking.
Old bag of bones trying to play football. You kidding me?
But maybe it's the opposite. A year off for him rejuvenates him. His body is healed. He's feeling better.
Oh my goodness! Aaron Donald's one of the generational talent, one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, I mean, Lindy says on Instagram he's still got it going on. He's throwing weight around like it's nothing. Like the dude can still play. I think when you're one of those guys, it's like for an Aaron Donald, I think it's less about physically and more about, do I just want to do this? Like, you know,
he could have kept playing. He did. Yeah. He was ready to call it. And that one did surprise me when he announced his retirement. I thought Aaron had a couple 3 years left for sure. But here he is. If this happens, man, I mean, that's just icing on the cake is all it is.
And think about it really then. You're trading Jared Verse, not just for Myles Garrett. You're trading Jared Verse and those draft picks for Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
And it's worth it. They're in win now mode. They obviously have a lot of confidence in Ty Simpson too. They're like, we don't need these first round draft picks. We got the next guy in the building.
I know that when you hear those arguments about the modern day NFL rules and how it favors quarterbacks and all that stuff, look, Stafford's only got whatever he's got left. Like, he can call it a career whenever he wants. He wants to keep going though. He's still playing at a high level. You mentioned the MVP, right? Like, they get it done with this squad. They bring in Myles Garrett. Aaron Donald comes back. Stafford stays healthy. You know the ring, don't you maybe ride off into the sunset if you're him?
I would not be shocked.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked. Puka Nacua needs to stay healthy too. He had a lot of injuries last year. Devontae Adams coming off of some injuries from the year before. Like I mean, that's the game of football. But you just start stacking elite talent. They could have won the Super Bowl last year without Myles Garrett.
Yeah, well, you know what? The Bears should have beat him.
They should have.
They should have beat him.
They should have.
Okay, anyways. Didn't happen, though. 217-359-2255. Did you see Cooper Kupp's story today? He sent Aaron Donald the text. He was like, I'm with Seattle. You can't unretire. He told him he can't unretire. He's not allowed. He's like, so we're good.
another big trade that we didn't even bring up yesterday. The Philadelphia Eagles, they officially, officially trade A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake May gets an incredible weapon.
Gets wide receiver 1, baby.
Whatever mess and drama was happening in Philadelphia is, as Jordan Mailata said, their left tackle, it's over.
Yeah.
We can finally move on.
And it was all coming out of the wide receiver room. And they got a first for him, right? Didn't they get a first for AJ, the Eagles?
Is that what it was?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if I've seen the full kit and caboodle that they got for that.
I like that you said the kit and caboodle.
A first rounder for AJ Brown?
Uh-huh. Did the Patriots, here it is, right here from our guy Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
first rounder?
Yeah. First round pick and a 5th.
Feels a little rich. Did they swap? Or no, just straight first.
Straight up for A.J. Brown.
Wow, I don't know. That's a
wait. First and third to get A.J. And the Eagles acquired first round pick and okay, so they swapped first and a 5th. And A.J.
They swapped firsts.
4 years after. Nope, I'm sorry. I am reading this like an idiot.
All right, Kyle in Tolono says, no way the Rams go undefeated with their division and their schedule. Brutal for them regardless of how loaded the team is. Yeah, I mean, the idea of an NFL team today going undefeated is almost impossible to fathom. However, every year you go into a season of like, okay, which team is most likely to do it? And far and away, it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, so when they got A.J. Brown, when they did the trade to get him 4 years ago, they gave up a first and a 3rd.
Yes.
They get a first and a 5th from New England.
Okay.
Is what they got. So I should have probably read that before I went on the air.
That feels expensive. That's
I don't know. You're talking about A.J. Brown at the back end of the first round, right? I mean, that's really, well, in theory, that's what you're thinking of. In theory, if you're planning on, trying to make another Super Bowl run, so I'm sure that's the logic is you're not expecting to give up a lottery pick to get him here. So we'll see. But the Patriots, I mean, that is an upgrade from Stephon Diggs and what you've got now. You got a few really good years of a wide receiver 1 in A.J. Brown.
Who's more likely to regress, the Patriots or the Bears?
Oh, what a scary question. Why would you ask me that? Everybody likes to pile on the Super Bowl losers like they always take a step back, et cetera, et cetera. I'd be lying if I said I don't have concerns about the Bears because the defense is still not very good on paper. I mean, you need to see what is Shamar Turner. Is he going to be something? Is Gervon Dexter going to go from a middle-of-the-pack D tackle, or is he going to become one of the best in football? There's a lot of questions there, and you still don't really have a pass rush. So
let's be honest. The Patriots and the Bears were pretty similar.
Very similar.
In where they ended up. The Patriots should not have been in the Super Bowl last year. They just got the benefit of playing the Broncos without Bo Nix.
If my guy Bo was playing, forget about it. Broncos are in the Super Bowl, buddy.
Yeah, that was kind of rough.
You better believe that.
And so, yeah, that was kind of wild. So, you look at the Bears who go out to the Rams in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots who probably should have gone out in the second.
Are you serious right now?
Third round. And I wondered, Caleb Williams was on the New Heights podcast with the Kelsey Bros this past week, and just talking about being excited. You guys dominated, and I keep thinking as people talk about the Bears, it's like, yeah, it was so exciting, but man, I think you were a lot closer to not making the playoffs than you were to doing anything better. Like, I think they hit their ceiling last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think what they accomplished was as good as they could have accomplished. And if you simulate that season 100 times, I think 90 out of those 100 times, you probably don't make the playoffs. So I'm a little bit nervous about, okay, I feel incredibly confident about Ben Johnson still.
Sure.
Incredibly confident about Caleb Williams. Incredibly confident about what they want to be as a football team. But when you look at this upcoming year, you talk about taking a step back, regressing maybe a little bit more to the means of you're not getting so many turnovers. You're not getting so many last-minute miracles.
The secondary is still going to be the strength of the defense. It was the strength of it last year.
Yep.
And that was
And it should be better this year.
On paper, it should be better this year. You've upgraded everywhere that you could in your secondary. On paper, it's the strength of your defense. And maybe somebody emerges. Maybe Austin Booker or somebody takes a big step with this team. I don't know. But or maybe the plan is just to score.
Healthy, maybe.
Maybe the plan is to score 60 points a game. Maybe that's what they think they're going to do. You know? You think you're going to get another year out of DeAndre Swift like you got last year?
Boy, I hope so.
Yeah.
And a Kyle Manung guy who, a
Mighty
7th-round pick that came out and had a great year. Can he keep that going? I don't know. Travis Kelce did. There are a couple of takeaways I had from that interview. Travis Kelce says, man, I love your tight end room. It's one of my favorite tight end rooms in the NFL. You got two dudes who are just dogs. Mm-hmm. And Caleb interrupted him and said, and now I got a third. There's a third. But it was so funny in the conversation because it was almost like they were having the conversation like Caleb couldn't remember Sam Roush's name.
Oh, nobody knows Sam Roush's name
because he didn't mention his name one time.
No.
He was just like, and now there's a third dude. And this third dude is built the same, and he can block, and he can catch, and he can run, and he can – and I'm like, do you know his name? Have you learned his name yet?
No, Caleb doesn't just –
throw that damn ball.
That's all he's thinking right now. No, he doesn't know his name.
Second thing, could you guess what Caleb's second sport was growing up?
Golf.
No.
Tennis.
No.
Field hockey.
No.
I don't want to say soccer.
No.
I don't know, Evan. What? What is it? Are you looking around for the lawnmower kid?
I'm hearing it. There he is!
You're going to leave me hanging?
What's he? He's got like a mallet in that
winner. Throw the damn ball.
Where is he going? He rolled right through that stop sign.
Didn't stop at all. And you didn't answer the question. You asked the question.
Earbuds.
We were just doo-doo.
Dang, man. What is that guy's life? He's wearing Crocs.
What was his other sport? Do you even remember asking me that?
Yeah. Who's Caleb's? He was swimmer.
Who's?
Swimming. His number 2 sport growing up was swimming. And he said that is how he can contort his body in certain ways, and he's got a little bit of extra mobility and strength in his shoulders to hit throws at weird angles and to drop his arm level. It's because he was an intense competitive swimmer.
Yeah, I had no idea that he was a swimmer. Learn something new every day.
Isn't that crazy?
And we also just learned that the lawnmower kid is going the opposite direction. Now, he does go by twice a day now. At least he did today. So there you go.
He went over the train tracks and everything.
He went down one way and back the other. I didn't see what he was carrying. Are you chasing after him right now? That was going to chase after him.
No, he's going a long way. I can still see him out there.
Maybe he's going home. Don't tell everybody where he lives. 217-359-2255. That's your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. We did we do. I can play that right now.
We suck.
There you go.
That's how you said that.
No, I didn't say it because we suck. I was going to say we did our draft yesterday. Our most hateable athletes, hateable players, the most hateable faces in all of the history of sports yesterday. And I haven't looked at Instagram. Text line has been very, very kind to you, though, sir. I know that. And I know that the folks on Twitter were voting for you. 217-359-2255. Here are the lists. Here are the guys that were drafted. Evan had the first pick yesterday. Lance Armstrong, Brett Favre, OJ, Ron Artest, and Barry Bonds. Ooh, that's a hateable list right there. Pierce the Fierce, our French pro wrestling intern, he took A-Rod, Jose Altuve, Aaron Hernandez, Draymond Green, and Joey Logano. And then I took Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, John Starks, A.J. Pierzynski, and Brad Marchand. 217-359-2255. Let us know who won, who lost, who did we miss. We'll find out very soon who was the winner. It's The Drive.
Baltimore!
Blue, timeout. Bobby, what's the dealio? You've watched 3 straight batters.
Skip, I bought my wife a kitchen package of appliances, and I just realized I got them from a store that doesn't have a service department.
Oh, for the love, Bobby. I'm going to have to go to the pen, bring in Paul Reekin from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hey guys, Bobby, when you go shopping for a new appliance, you need to buy from a store that has service.
That's Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
At Dick Van Dyke, we have our own certified techs to take care of any issues that pop up after the sale is over.
Kind of like a closer to seal up the wind?
Exactly.
I can feel the stress leaving my body, Skip.
Now you're leaving the game, Bobby. Paul, you're in.
Okay.
Next time, leave the hot dogs in the dugout.
But they're just too good, Skip. Wow.
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. We stand behind what we sell. We offer so much more. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Hey, we're looking for a couple of really professional drivers that know the ropes and would like to get a home where they're treated with respect, getting home every weekend, making a good wage, and doing the right thing safely. Yeah.
Awesome. 2 people. All right. And how would they connect with you for that?
They can get me at timo@gftlog.com or 765-793-7131 extension 4, or even my cell phone right now, 765-505-1295.
And then for dedicated diesel off Route 45 on Triumph Drive, as you're driving toward Rantoul on the left-hand side, you'll find dedicated diesel. What do you offer there?
Hey, we've got a couple of good mechanics in, trailer mechanic and tractor mechanic right now. We're doing DOT annual inspections, trailer repair, truck repair, just whatever you need we can take care of.
Wow, that's really nice to know because, we have to drive into some other cities. Not convenient. You can't get all that done here in Urbana at dedicated diesel.
At Busey Wealth Management, we're proud to partner with individuals, families, and foundations, ensuring possibilities become achievements. From preserving and enhancing your assets to securing your legacy for future generations, we're focused on your success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini, member FDIC.
Everyone knows when you turn the key and the car won't run? Call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. But did you also know that if you don't have a key and you need it to run, call 367-9481. PDR now performs key cutting with programming. PDR also performs module cloning. Cloning makes that module plug and play, in many cases allowing you to utilize a used module where a new module is no longer available or very expensive. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Hope you're having a great one. I'm Curtis. That is Evan. It's The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. Blake and Christmas says, if one of you guys had LeBron on your list for the most hated athletes, I'd be picking you. I don't have a good reason for not taking LeBron other than I just don't like Brad Marchand more.
Yeah,
I don't hate LeBron.
You can still pick from the lists that are there. I'm sure there's someone on those lists that you still hate, Blake.
Come on, Blake. Hate Aaron Rodgers with me. Hate him with me. It feels good to hate him.
Blake's a real big Barry Bonds fan. all their B's together. Blake Barry Bonds.
Blake Barry Bonds. Nah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I like you, Blake. I like you.
217 texter lost a ton of takeaways from that secondary last year. Talking about the Bears. It's yet to be seen if it was upgraded or not. You know what? That's fair. I would say on paper, I think it's vastly upgraded.
I would be very surprised if Kevin Byard would repeat what he did last year or improve on it.
That's the thing.
I think they got the best they were going to get out of
Byard
and
Brisker. Some more B's. Come on now. Byard,
Blake,
Brisker.
Byard, Brisker.
Barry. Bonds. Beats. Battlestar Galactica.
No, I wasn't going to go
Bears.
there. Boogers.
No, Bears works.
Bears. There you go. Back to the Bears. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, I think you got the ceiling. We're talking about if you simulated 100 times, you got the absolute ceiling out of Byard, out of Jaquan Brisker, maybe even out of CJ. We'll see.
He was a nice surprise. CJ was a nice surprise.
This got brought up a few times. You saw the market for those guys afterwards. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the deals they signed, maybe Jaquan's signed a hometown discount deal with Pittsburgh to go back home, but all the other guys, it's like
1 year deals.
Man, 1 year cheap deals.
I'm having a brain fart. Backup cornerback signed a free agent 1-year deal.
Oh, Nashawn Wright.
Nashawn Wright. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all those
1-year
guys
deal.
got that. I think the market showed what their actual value
What the market
was.
thought of them, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think they hit their ceiling as Bears last year, and it got them nice little 1-year deals. But I think the rest of the league was looking at those guys like, yeah, I don't know if they're not gonna
Well, you got
repeat that performance.
You got the guy as far as the secondary goes in Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
You know, you like coming up Super Bowl champ, and whew, you got the guy there. You need somebody to be that dog in the back end of the secondary. Jalen Johnson is still Jalen Johnson. So,
well, they say takeaways is never something that you should bank on.
Right.
Like, you're not building your team around takeaway. It's why those Lovey teams drove me so insane because it's like,
Lovey ball.
Hey, you lead the nation in takeaways. Yeah, you also lead the nation in 99-yard touchdown passes allowed.
Whoa.
What the heck?
Hey, okay. So Lovey's defenses gave up a lot of points and yards. Okay, big deal. They forced turnovers.
Yeah.
Peanut punch, buddy. Remember that with the Bears? Remember peanut punch?
Yeah, takeaways are what are they? They're like 50-50 luck skill. You know, it's like the ball is going to bounce right to you or away from you, whether you get it on the ground or not. So takeaways is not something to build your team around. So, yeah, you lost a ton of takeaways from that secondary last year, but you could also say that secondary last year is not going to get you the same amount of takeaways this year.
I agree.
So you might as well just fill it with better football players. And I think they've done that. Obviously, you put a rookie in there and Dylan Thieneman, and maybe we'll see. But as far as I look at him as a safety prospect, I think he's better than both Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker.
You just
as a
like
prospect.
saying the B words, don't you?
Better.
B.
Beautiful.
B.
Vivacious.
Blake gave me his vote with a V, but not a B, at 217-359-2255. Thank you, Blake. You're my bro.
Blake blazed his ballot.
Blake blazed his ballot? You're pretty good at this alliteration thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's because,
It's because what?
We do a lot of alliteration in preaching sometimes.
Lindy goes with you, though, on the text line.
And I got the socials
Lindy
as well, so.
loves lists from Evan. I don't know. That's the best I could do.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I think I got it. Well, we got about another 5 minutes or so.
Oh, no, you got the
some roll
vote. I haven't
in,
even looked
but
at Instagram yet. I do.
If you were just being, you said this a little bit yesterday, if you're just being an honest person, who would you vote for?
Oh, Evan, I said it yesterday. You got. I mean, your list is fantastic.
Yep. 217 texter. I vote for Evan. Aaron Rodgers is my most hated, but his list is solid top to bottom.
I appreciate that 217 texter. We'll take it. Yeah, I'm looking at. Let me see what we got here on Instagram. What?
Blake says I'm from Paris, so Curtis gets all my votes.
Yo, Blake.
What a joke.
Yes, sir,
Blake, it says
baby.
Chrisman. It says Chrisman.
Well, we don't control that. Somebody else put he was from Chrisman. They're probably, whoever that was probably was lying. They don't know. They don't know what they're talking about.
Well, Blake, we're both 88 bros, man.
Hey, I'm winning on.
You're 88. I'm 88.
I'm winning on Instagram right now.
No, you're not.
I am winning on Instagram
you gotta do
right
both.
now. On Instagram, I am winning. I got 44% on Instagram. You got 33. Apparently, people are voting on IG for Pierce the Fierce. He's got 22% of the vote there as well. So I'm winning on Instagram.
You're not. Hold on. You got to do both. You put it in two different spots.
I'm winning on Instagram.
Okay, I'm gonna look up this.
Why would I lie about that? Are you looking?
I am.
You gonna call me a liar again?
Hold on. So it's 50-50 on the post.
And I got the lead in the story.
Oh my gosh, it won't even show me this.
Blake, shout out to you originally being from Paris. Us Parisians stick together, buddy. Edgar County.
Parasites? Is that what they call you?
Yes, more than once. Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Twin Lakes.
Shout out to.
Are you still doing some math over there? I'm saying you won. I'm saying, but I'm just saying I was winning on Instagram.
You do have it by one verse. Oh, because Blake. Hold on. Blake went
What did Blake
and voted.
do?
He voted on the text line and he voted on Instagram.
No, there's no rule against it. Blake,
right
you're
now.
the man, buddy. Keep
Boy,
voting.
you got a whole list of people jumping on there for you.
Well, I can't help that. I'm a man of the people. They like me around here.
Jeez.
They
Your mom
like
voted
me.
for me, though.
No, she didn't. And we don't talk about the moms on the show.
I'm not.
You know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
I already said you won on Twitter and you've won the text line.
Okay.
All right. You've
So we're
won.
good?
Yeah. I think Pierce the Fierce, a not bad showing on Instagram for him for his first time.
Well, he got his friends to go do it. Come on. His list was at third place at best.
Yeah.
Maybe even farther down.
You know, I feel like the pro wrestlers didn't really stick together on that one for him. You know, I thought our guy Chairshot Villain on Twitter would come through and vote for Pierce the Fierce, but he did not.
He might.
He voted for you.
He might not know that he's a wrestler. Maybe he doesn't listen.
I am very proud to say we are the only sports talk show to have a pro wrestling intern, or an intern that's a pro wrestler. How would we phrase that?
Yeah, that works.
Phrasing matters. 217-359-2255 for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. We're getting one day closer to the weekend, which is always exciting as well. And as we head into the weekend tomorrow, Patrick McAvoy going to hop back on the show with us, do some Cardinals talk tomorrow at 4:10. Also, we'll do our usual fun stuff for Friday, Illini headlines, Friday toast, and all that. You got anything big cooking for the weekend? You got any weddings or anything you're officiating, attending, DJing? We didn't even really get to talk about you DJing a wedding last weekend.
Oh, it went down.
Now, did you DJ, or was it just like, here's a Spotify playlist, Evan, and you just play all the stuff we picked?
Well, no. So it was a 7-hour Spotify playlist that got put together through requests and all the stuff that I then put into a DJ app and mixed. So I would fade them into each other and pick the songs, and it was a great time. Because every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I swear I can fly. You know that one?
Yeah,
Cascade.
I know that. I know Cascade.
Goodness gracious. 20 years old this year.
That makes me feel old.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. No, I don't think we got anything going on this weekend. Next week we do I'm acting. I'm in the VBS skit.
Acting? I
Yeah.
thought you had college. I thought you had celebrity basketball next weekend.
That's next weekend. This next week is our church is putting on their old VBS week.
Okay.
So they got all the little kids come in, and got a couple hundred kids running in, and they do every morning is a skit.
It's fun.
Acting, and they put me in that. And so,
What are you, a tree?
No, I'm actor. That's my name in the script.
You're actor?
I'm actor. So
I'm not familiar with actor in the Bible,
yeah,
sir.
great name. Great name.
Actor 316,
so,
huh?
Yeah, no, me and this other guy are road tripping.
Okay.
And so we're two guys on a road trip, and we're supposed to down energy drinks the first day. We'll see.
That'll be easy for you.
And then next weekend, I'm going to Nashville, and then I'm playing in the CU Celebrity Game, and then there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
And World Cup next weekend.
Brad Monticello says, no Christian Leitner? Leitner got a mention as one of the guys. I did mention him. Yeah, he got a mention, but nobody drafted him. You go ahead and plug the basketball game, man. We haven't even talked about that. You, Tristan, head-to-head. It's
Me
gonna
and
be
Tristan. CU Celebrity Basketball Game. I got tickets. If you want tickets, let me know. I think we're going to have a couple of tickets to give away also next week on this show.
That'd be great.
That if you're gonna want to go check it out, maybe we'll have a little competition. Vote for me in the draft, and you can win tickets.
What? That's
you know
not
what I
how
mean?
that works.
And so but tickets are $10. You can purchase them at the door at the event June 14th. At 5 p.m. at Parkland College, or you can reach out to me, and I've got a booklet of tickets that I can sell you. $10 for tickets, $5 for students. Student tickets are only available at the door, but it all goes to support the Illinois Basketball Club scholarship fund for these kids getting ready to go to college. I think next week we're going to have DeLandis Beck on the show. He's the guy who runs the Illinois Basketball Club and is putting this whole thing together. I think he might join us next week at some point and talk a little bit more about the specifics. But yeah, we just get a bunch of people who are around the Champaign County area, and they're doing stuff, and they're leaders, and they're whatever. And so we get them all together, and we play some basketball and hope nobody gets hurt.
I hope nobody gets hurt.
Or gets in a fight.
No. Well, you and Tristan are going to throw hands for
tie
sure.
my boots up tight.
And hope you don't get into a fight.
Back to school.
ESPN Radio 93.5, it is The Drive. Serious note to pass along. We've had a couple of texts roll in about an accident on I-74 eastbound at the, it's near the Ogden exit. Traffic is being redirected to the Ogden exit. Again, I-74 eastbound. And they're sending people to Route 49. And more than one person has sent me a text directly saying that it's backed up for quite a ways. Traffic at a standstill. There are officers on the scene, so an accident of some sort. Let the crews do their job. If you can find an alternate route, please do that. Again, I-74 eastbound, traffic being redirected at the Ogden exit, and Route 49 is backed up quite a way. So try to find another route if you can. 217-359-2255. Lindy on the text line. No Bo Jackson for your most hated athletes, Evan? No Bo?
No, this was most hateable, not most overrated.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So I don't hate Bo Jackson. I really like Bo.
You like Bo, huh?
I do.
Another B word. Blake.
Bo's best.
Blake. Brad in Monticello. Bo Jackson. Where does Bo live? California? I'm guessing. I don't know where Bo lives.
Well, he was from down south.
Mm-hmm. Mobile, Alabama. I'm just coming up with.
Well, I think, he was an Alabama guy for a minute.
Lindy, he knows. 217-359-2255.
Down there fishing somewhere.
Plan to get to in the next hour, Illini Isaac, our guy. Isaac Ambrose is going to hop on with us, and we'll talk with him about Brett Bielema's quote, having some fun on Twitter. I love it when Bielema gets people fired up on social media. It's one of my favorite things ever. And he did that earlier today, thanks to Notre Dame AD Pete Bevekwa, who used to run NBC Sports. He was talking with a Senate hearing today and talking about TV rights.
Happy hour.
Oop. I hit the happy hour button. I didn't mean to hit the happy hour, but we'll
I was
do that
like,
tomorrow.
I just had I was like, what day is it? Hold on a second.
I got a little, I swear that's never happened to me before.
Throw some bees on that.
Yeah. Brett Bielema.
Yeah. Oh, Brett
Bielema.
Brett Bielema.
Beer.
Brad Brunderwood.
Yeah, Brad Bunderwood. I kind of like Bunderwood. Anyways, Bielema called out Pete Bevekwa on Twitter. We'll talk with Isaac Ambrose about that. We'll talk with him about Illini hoops. He's doing a lot of great stuff with the Champagne Room. So that's coming up in just a few.
I'm going to ask him who the most underappreciated Illini of Underwood's tenure is.
Ooh. You got anybody that pops into your mind right now? You want to save that for when we talk to Isaac?
There's a few guys.